Good morning, dear student. Today we are going to start our new chapters in economics. The name of this chapter is development. This chapter is very helpful to give us ideas about the various things in already included in our chapters and all concepts which relate to the development. Actually, these chapters include in our 10th standard with the purpose of student can identify as well as student can understood what are the importance of the development and what factors are helpful to the development of the nation. On the basis of that, we can identify, even we take the information about the development through these chapters. So our student, let's start this chapter with introduction. The development has many aspects. The purpose of this chapter is to enable students to understand this idea. They have to understand that people have different perspective on development, and there are ways by which we can arrive at a common indicator for development. To do this, we have used situation that they can respond to in an initiative manner. We have also presented analysis that is more complex and micro in nature. This chapter is very helpful to give us ideas about the indicators, and these indicators we can see our next slide. One question arises in our mind: how can countries some selected development indicators? Is another question. Actually, economic development can be measured, and income is the most common method for measuring development. However, the income method, though useful, has several weaknesses. Hence, we need never ways of looking at development using indicators of quality of life and environmental sustainability. Hence, quality of life and environmental sustainability, these 2 points are give us ideas about the development of the nation. And then next is, there are certain terms used in these chapters that would require clarification, like as per capita income, literacy rate, infant mortality rate, attendance ratio, life expectancy, gross enrollment ratio, and human development index. Through these indicators, we can also give us knowledge about the development of the nation, and these terms also helpful to inculcate of these chapters. So I request you study very hard to give us ideas about the chapters. Then in our next points are, after completing our introduction of the chapters, then how many points which are included in these chapters. Actually, number of factors which are including in this chapters, like as what development promises, different people, different goals. Second, income and other goals. Third, national development. Fourth, how to compare different countries or state. Then income and other criteria. After that, public facilities. And last point is the sustainability of development. If we see in the point of what development promise, different people, different goal. Development is also in different perspective. Different people having different development goals. If we ask the question, some boys and some girls, they give us ideas about their goals, then and we find out every person's goals are different. It means their developmental goals also different. As the same in the second point, income and other goals. Not only income, but as well as income, other goals also important, which can be survive our life. This information we also give in our next point. Now the first point is, what is development? The definition of the development: the process in which someone or something grows, progress or changes and becomes more advanced is a development. And second definition is like the growth of economy along with the improvement in the quality of life of the people, like health and education. Now here, not only the importance of the growing of economy, as well as to improve the quality of life of people, like as the health and education. Here two level of the development: one is the individual level and second is a country level. So development is an idea of individual and a country level. Now, aspects or characteristics of development. There are three aspects or characteristics of development. One is, different people may have different developmental goals. Second is, development for one may not be development for others. And third, people tend to look at the mix of goals for their development. These three are the aspects and the characteristics of the development. These are very important. The first characteristics of the development. The name of these first characteristics: developmental goals. Now you can see here, as well as income, other different developmental goals, like as they everyone want to good standard of living. Second is satisfaction. Third is equal treatment. Then fourth is freedom. Fifth is security. Sixth is ample opportunities. And seventh is respect. In your exam, ask like question, what are the important developmental goals rather than income? Then your answer is income as well as these different goals. Let's start the first, good standard of living. As a citizen of the country, every citizen want improve their standard of living, and their standard of living increase after their education and after they got a job. Then in their life they also to satisfy, and without any discrimination every citizen want to equal treatment, and every citizen have a right to freedom. It means if he or she can choose our jobs, can choose our faculties, and can choose our field. And then security. In country, every citizen want to security as well as ample opportunities and then respect. Second characteristics is, development for one may not be the development for others. Now here we can see the pictures of the dam on the river. Industrialists want more electricity, hence they built a dam. Due to the dam construction to create advantages for industrialists, and urban area's people. But these construction of dam is disadvantages of the tribal people because of they displace of their place those who live in near of the rivers, and hence there create to the migration, but their migration is a forcefully. These people also poor people and sometimes the tribal people. The large amount of the disadvantages faced by the tribal people and the poor people. They have no option without living of this area, and that's why development for one may not be the development for the others. Hence, we also see our second characteristics. These characteristics is one side is also development, but in another side it means another group of people who also face a different challenges like as the tribal people and then poor people due to the construction of the dam. Then our third characteristics of the development is people tend to look at the mix of goals for their development. For example, if you get a job in a far off place, before accepting it, you would try to consider many factors apart from income, such as facility for your family, working atmosphere, or opportunity to learn. And second is, in another case, a job may give you less pay but may offer regular employment that enhance your sense of security. In our second example, if you give a job but you want a security, and every people also want job, but in their job they also want the job security. Sometime irregular work, due to the irregular work so many people who also jobless in during a year. That's why everyone want to the job security. And then if you have a job but as well as job you also want the different factors, and these factors like as the income, then the facilities for your families. That means these institution can provide the facilities to your families, or which types of the working atmosphere, and even the opportunities to learn where you join this place to give us opportunities to the learn, then people can be join. That means these two different views can give ideas about the mix of goals, and hence people tend to look at the mix of goals of their development. Now, our main important points is different people, different goals. In these points, we also discuss the 2 points which support of our different people, different goals. First one is the different people can have different development goals, and second is what may be development for one may not be development for others. It may be destructive for others. On the basis of that, our first point is give us ideas about no one people have a same progress and same developmental goals. Each and every different for others. And second is if one want to develop but due to their development, others also disrupt their life. As you can see, the development goals of different categories of people. There are different categories of the person, like as the landless, rural laborers, prosperous farmers from Punjab, then girls from a rich urban family, a boy from a rich urban family, urban unemployed youth, and even the a rural woman from a land owning family. Now here the landless rural laborers. These landless rural laborers who want more days of work and better wages. They also want the local school is able to provide quality education for their children. There is no social discrimination and they too can become leaders in the village without any disturbance. And second, a girls from rich urban families. She get as much freedom as her brother and is able to decide what she want to do in life. She is able to pursue her studies abroad. And the urban unemployed youth. There are many people who are also educated, but due to the huge population, they have not a job. They want they create a job opportunities. Due to these job opportunities, they working in a different areas. This is a serious a problem of the urban unemployed youth because of we see in day to day increase of population even in educated population in urban areas, and if our countries is not able to provide job of these educated people, definitely create the huge burden over the nation. In another slide we can compare in between the landless rural laborers and second is rich person. First, landless rural laborers, he want more days or work. Second, better wages. And third is the economic and social equality. And then rich person also want higher family income. And second, better education to their children. And then third is to settle their children in abroad. In compare in between two categories of person, we see everyone want to the developmental goals, but their developmental goals also different in between us. Why? Because of their economical condition, because of their standard of living, and because of their areas. Landless rural people who belong to the village areas, and sometimes rich person who also belong to the urban areas and town areas. Their expectation, their progress goal and their developmental goals also different one and another. In this way we complete 2 points in this videos. The first is the definition of the development, introduction of the development and the level of the development, the characteristics of the development, and then the second important point is different people having different developmental goals. In another videos we also see the another important points regarding these chapters. Thank you.